violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Hyram on a burglary ring operating in the Philadelphia suburbs. Police departments in several communities now say these crimes, which date back to November, are all connected.
Wow. And this is scary. And these super gremlins are getting to the suburbs, man. These super gremlins are getting to the suburbs. I mean, look at that knife that super gremlin was holding. I mean, that was a long blade. Hold on, run it back. I don't know if y'all seen that.
Hyram on a burglary ring operating in the Philadelphia suburbs. Police department.
Woo! Look at this. It's like this man got a sword or something.
In several communities now say these.
Or maybe it's a crowbar, but I don't know.
Crimes, which date back to November, are all connected. It's Tuesday afternoon. I'm Brian Tapp.
And I'm Sarah Bloomquist. The big story on Action News is a multi-agency investigation into this burglary ring. Police say these thieves are targeting upscale neighborhoods. The most recent break-ins reported in Radnor.
That's where we find Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson this afternoon with more on the suspects. Police are trying to track down Becca.
Brian and Sarah, police believe this is an organized crime ring, and these burglars are crossing township, county, and sometimes even state lines to target these expensive homes. They're swiping cash and jewelry. Multi-jurisdictions that are getting involved here. Police hope that you can help identify these suspects. As an alarm blares.
Uh-oh. It sounds like they were speaking Spanish. Might be some burrito gremlins.
In the background, these two burglars run out of the glass door they shattered minutes before. Radnor Township police say the criminals took jewelry from this house on Ivy Lane in the Villanova section of the township on January 13th. A week later, on the 21st, investigators say criminals stole from a home on the 800 block of Parks Run Lane in broad daylight.
Broad daylight. They hitting licks broad daylight. Sheesh.
Well, it is disturbing, but I think by and large this is a very safe area.
Still in denial.
I never used to lock the door, but now I do.
Police say Villanova isn't.
I told y'all white folks don't be locking the doors. I told y'all that.
I never used to lock the door, but now I do.
Police say
Look, she had to take the glasses off because her mask was fogging her joint up.
Villanova isn't the only neighborhood being targeted.
We're trying to tie in all the pieces together to see if we can track these people down.
Investigators across Delaware, Montgomery, and Bucks counties are working together. Multiple agencies are dealing with similar cases of burglars targeting expensive homes dating back to October in Warrington Township.
Wow. And that, man, just feeling violated like that, it hits different.
You want to make your house always appear that it's occupied.
Police say there are steps you can take to keep your home safe, like having automatic lights, setting up surveillance, and locking away your valuables.
Look out for suspicious vehicles, somebody circling the neighborhood. A lot of times these groups will what they call case a neighborhood shortly before they go in.
Most importantly, investigators say always report suspicious activity.
Our doors are always locked. We have an alarm system, and because of previous break-ins, Upper Marion Police recommended to us to put lighting in our back.
Police here in Radnor are looking for more surveillance video of these most recent crimes. They're asking you to check your cameras. It could help solve this crime ring. Live in Radnor Township, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6, Action News.
Becca, thanks.
Now at 5 tonight, thieves targeting drivers. Carjackings are becoming more and more common at shopping centers and at convenience store parking lots around the area. It is Monday night, and the big story on Action News is the alarming trend we're seeing all across the Delaware Valley.
In South Jersey, police say crooks are waiting for drivers to start pumping their gas or filling up their tires, and that's when they strike. Action News reporter.
So remember what rapper Nardo Wick said, I ain't never lacking, I'm pumping gas with my gun out. This is what has become the norm in Philly. I love how the news anchor, this dude's standing like an action figure, though.
Walter Perez working this story live for us now in Pennsauken with this growing issue and the concerns behind it, Walter.
That's right, Shari and Rick. As you mentioned, many of these are crimes of opportunity involving people at gas stations or local convenience stores leaving their cars unattended with the keys inside, or the carjacker quickly approaches the victim as they get out of their vehicle, knocks them to the ground, and then drive away with the stolen vehicle. Action News has been reporting about the skyrocketing rate of carjackings in Philadelphia over the past year. Now it appears this trend is spreading out into parts of the suburbs. For example, over the past few weeks alone, there have been 5 carjackings in the small town of Pennsauken, New Jersey.
Uh-oh. Super gremlins coming to a town near you. They're on their way to a suburb near you. And you know, we talk about redlining, we talk about discrimination. But when you see these super gremlins and these burrito gremlins actually going outside of those quote unquote state legislated barriers, as if that's really a deterrent on the flexibility and the mobility of a super gremlin or a burrito gremlin, I mean, it's crazy to me.
Down in Delaware, state police officials say last year, within their jurisdiction, they investigated a total of 19 carjackings. Less than a month into the new year, there have already been 5, which means if the current pace continues, Delaware State Police will be contending with a 300% increase in carjackings. We spoke with a few suburbanites, many of whom say they do not remember a time when they were this concerned about their safety.
I'm very concerned because I'm worried. We're 2 women by ourselves. You know, it's very possible. People are desperate. These are desperate times.
And you know these super gremlins do not care about harming women or old people or babies for that matter.
And it can happen to anybody.
I'm concerned, and I guess I'll be a little more careful knowing that that's happening. But, what else can you do?
What else can you do? I mean, you could vote differently. Stop voting blue, maybe.
Now, here in this part of South Jersey, there are several police departments discussing the possibility of coming up with a meeting sometime soon to discuss a regional game plan to stem this tide before it gets out of hand. Reporting live from Pennsauken, Walter Perez, Channel 6 Action News. Shari?
Okay, Walter, thank you.
Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Jacqueline London. The 23-year-old's death marks the 38th homicide so far this year. Just 24 days into the year, and we are already seeing a 5% increase in homicides from the same time last year, which you'll remember was the deadliest on record. NBC 10's Francis Wang is live at police headquarters with more on this latest killing that is really hitting home for police. Francis.
Guys, I hope you paid attention to what she just said. I hope you guys paid attention to what she just said. It is getting spooky out there in Philadelphia, as if it wasn't already. But 2020 is showing itself to be a despicable year.
Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Jacqueline London. The 23-year-old's death marks the 38th homicide so far this year. Just
38 homicide, and we're in the 26th day of January, and they already racked up 38. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they get to 45 by the end of January.
24 days into the year, and we are already seeing a 5% increase in homicides from the same time last year, which you'll remember was the deadliest on record. NBC 10's Francis Wang is live at police headquarters with more on this latest killing that is really hitting home for police. Francis.
Yeah, Jackie, and we just learned from Philadelphia police that the 23-year-old man killed, his name was Hyram Hill. As you mentioned, he was the son of a Philadelphia police officer.
Woo! So not only are police being hunted, but their family members are being hunted. It pretty much trumps the narrative that black people are being hunted in this country and we can't go nowhere. We can't do this and we can't do that. I'm telling you right now, police have a bigger target on their back from super gremlins than super gremlins have on their back by police.
Right in front of this bus stop, the son of a cop killed, shot 9 times, 8 times in the back.
We believe it was a result of a robbery.
Police say it happened around 4:30 this morning. The man was transported to Temple University Hospital, where he died shortly after. Detectives in this corner mini mart spent the morning trying to gather evidence and surveillance video of the area. Across the street, a memorial. This for a hit-and-run victim just killed over the weekend. Now this intersection of West Allegheny and North Broad, the scene of 2 violent deaths, one impacting Philly PD's very own.
Apparently, he's the son of a Philadelphia police officer, and he was home from school.
And this...
Wow. Home from school, doing everything right, son of a cop. And this happens, man. I know that officer is destroyed right now, man.
This now marks 37 homicides to date, one more from this time last year.
A slight increase from terrible to terrible, and that's where we are with homicides. This is a truly terrible crisis.
Okay, so I mean, at least Larry Krasner is actually admitting that they have a homicide issue. Now he needs to focus on where the issue is coming from, who the issue is coming from, how to deal with that issue, how these issues should be punished. But, you know, he probably won't. He's been one of the main proponents of criminal justice reform and bail reform and all these crazy liberal ideas that they throw out there, and it's pretty tough, man.
We are suffering through, as is most of the country.
The DA putting out this message.
So anyone who has any thought of picking up a gun, pointing at another person, and pulling the trigger, let me make sure that you understand where I am coming from. If we get you, we will prosecute you very vigorously, and you will be in a jail cell for a very long and appropriately lengthy period of time.
And right now, there has been no arrests made, no information of any suspect or suspects released. Again, we've just learned that the 23-year-old killed Hyram Hill, again, the son of a Philadelphia police officer. From police headquarters, I'm Frances Wang, NBC 10 News.
The violent trend of the year continuing. Francis, thank you.
Yeah, Tracy, and right now there are no leads in this case. We talked to the Fraternal Order of Police, and that's what they said, and that's why right now they are offering a $10,000 reward for any information.
Wow. Only 10 bands for a cop's son? That's pretty depressing. That's crazy. No leads. The community won't speak up, obviously. So, Super Gremlins win again, I guess.
That leads to an arrest.
We thought it was important, after speaking with his mother a number of times, that we come up with some money and hopefully free somebody up. Somebody out there knows something.
Whoever killed Hyram Hill remains on the run Tuesday evening. The 23-year-old is the son of a Philadelphia police officer.
Wow. Who would have thought, man? So this is a brother. Most likely killed by a super gremlin. Son of a cop. Like I said, doing everything right. In a robbery, they shoot him in his back. So that means he was either running away, walking away, whatever. I'm telling you guys, these super gremlins have no soul, no heart, and no chill. Especially when they're doing things and doing these crimes on demon time.
Who's been on the force for 18 years.
She wants to catch whoever did this. She doesn't want any more bloodshed on the streets, and you know, she's willing to do whatever needs to be done to help bring this into a close.
Hill shot 9 times early Monday morning in North Philly near Broad and Allegheny Avenue. Investigators initially saying it was a robbery that sparked the shooting. 1, 2, 3, Hill is a former football player at West Catholic Preparatory High School, graduating in 2016. The school sending NBC 10 a statement in part saying, "We pray for the happy repose of his soul and that God may hold and comfort his family at this time of intense sorrow and grief." Hill's family grieving and wondering who would kill him, becoming Philadelphia's 38th homicide victim this year.
Man, this one is tough. This one is tough.
This is every day. It's not, sometimes it's a few times a day. You have, little kids. You have, when somebody's life is taken, it affects more than a few people in the family, and it's something that I'm lost for words.
And again, we are expected to hear from Hill's mother any minute now, but Hill's mom tells me that her son has never been in trouble with the law before. He was a good man. He worked at a Vision Quest full-time. He worked as a bouncer part-time at a club, and she never imagined anything like this could ever happen to her son. We're live in Prospect Park. Johnny Archer, NBC 10 News.
Our top story, sharing her pain, not as a Philadelphia police officer, but as a mother who lost her son.
It was the worst call I could have ever received.
Wow, I would have never guessed that the police officer was a sister. I would have never guessed.
I wasn't even able to get to my baby. And even being a police officer, my son was not exempt.
And there are a lot of police officers' children being snuffed out by these super gremlins. Remember, we did the story on the woman in Mississippi, I believe, and she actually responded. She actually responded to a call of a shooting, and she gets there, and it's her son. Woo. Devastating.
Tonight, she wants everyone to know who her son really was. Good evening. I'm Jacqueline London.
And I'm Jim Rosenfield. Officer Edwenna Ferguson spoke candidly and passionately about her son's life and also about his murder. NBC 10's Aaron Baskerville was there. He's joining us now from police headquarters. Aaron, she also had a message for anyone who might be looking to avenge this killing, right?
Yeah, Jim, Jackie, Edwenna Ferguson, she talked for a while. She had an awful lot to say. You heard right there off the top. Even as a police officer, my son was not exempt. She's the mother, the Philly police officer who talked to us at FOP headquarters this afternoon. She's urging everyone to please let police do their jobs.
It's me, Edwenna, asking you, not Officer Ferguson. It's me, his mother. I don't know if you know him as Hyram, H, Boop, whatever you call him. Stand down. I'm begging you.
Edwenna Ferguson.
Dang. It sounds like this dude has some hitters on his team. For real. It sounds like bruh has some real steppers with him. If she got to go that hard to tell his crew or his friends to stand down, it sounds like bruh was like a big deal. Maybe it was bigger than just a robbery.
It's me, Edwenna, asking you, not Officer Ferguson. It's me, his mother. I don't know if you know him as Hyram, H, Boop, whatever you call him. Stand down. I'm begging you.
Edwenna Ferguson, backed by family and friends, telling those who loved her son to avoid revenge. 23-year-old Hyram Hill was shot to death yesterday morning near Broad and Allegheny. Investigators say it was a robbery, but sources say they haven't ruled this out being a targeted killing.
I was vacationing in the Poconos when I got the call.
Hill had been working full.
Wow. That's crazy. She was in the Poconos, bruh.
Full-time at Vision Quest in Newcastle, Delaware, mentoring kids. His mother, who's also a Philly police officer of 17 years, tells us her son was 2 semesters shy of graduating from Cheney University.
I was proud of everything my son did. Every move he made, I told him, you take 10 steps, I'm going to take 50 for you.
1, 2, 3,
The West Catholic High graduate is one of the latest victims of homicide in Philadelphia. Ferguson noted she now stands with all other families going through this crisis. As an officer, she talked about the culture on the streets.
So many people out here just want a name for themselves. They do things, they don't think about the consequence. They don't think about.
They don't care about the consequences, sis. And that's where I'm going to have to stop you. These super gremlins are demonic in nature. So that's how you got to treat them. Like demons on demon time. Isolate them from society because they don't deserve to be with people who have rational thought.
How many families they hurt?
Once again, a powerful message from a mother and a Philly police officer. Hyram Hill has a daughter on the way in just about 2 months. We're told there is now a $30,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of the shooter. For now, we're live in Center City. Aaron Baskerville, NBC 10 News.
So much pain. Hopefully the mother's pleas were really heard tonight. Aaron, thank you.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.